There is no happiness for him who does not travel, Rohita. Thus we have heard. Living in the society of men, the best man becomes a sinner. Therefore, wander.
While choreographing Songs of the Wanderers, we started with improvisation. The dancers meditate, and I encourage them. Actually, meditation, to make it very simple, is an exercise of breathing. You sit down, you close your eyes, you concentrate on breathing. And very simple work, but the effect is powerful. After meditation, they keep their eyes closed, and from there, they let the energy take their bodies into movement. Not you order your body to do anything, but the energy from inside take you into the movement. And from these materials, we choreograph the pieces, the work. So it becomes a tradition that you meditate and you don't think, and the curtain opens, you enter, you go back to the meditative state. And on stage, many of the dancers literally just they go on a trip without thinking.
First time Mr. Lin told us, you must do the meditation. But then, okay, I just try. From that time till now, I did the meditation, I think, a lot. How can I say a lot? Normally we must do this, like your life, every day. When you wake up or when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, you must do meditation. I mean, now to me, the meditation not just before the performance. To me, it's like life or my habit. I just do it.
你要走3步之前，现在我知道问题在哪里。走3步之前，你要老早就到了，你这个不要花太多时间，就到了这里。所以你 play music. I fell in love with dance since I was 5.5. After I saw the British ballet film, The Red Shoes, I was hooked. I think I knew I was becoming a dancer. When I was young, I went to the Mother Graham School in New York. And I think Mother Graham technique literally tears me apart and makes me aware of my body and my existence. But then that was a long time ago. I think she initiated for me a long journey, searching into myself. Then when I went to the United States, I started to ask a question, who I am. It's only there that I realized I'm a foreigner. So I started to look homeward and started to study Zen, Chinese, and Taiwanese. When I came back in 1972, the first thing I did is to see Taiwan on my own for 1 whole month. And that's the beginning of my adventure. According to legend, Cloud Gate is the name of the oldest dance in China. It is supposed to exist 5,000 years ago. A ritual dance, it must be. Nobody knows how its steps are or its music. We know nothing about it. But its name inspires us, not only for its historical significance, but just the characters themselves are poetic. Cloud Gate. And gate in Chinese is a very dignified word. It resembles our body, physical, concrete, and strong, and of course, dignified. While cloud seems to be the expression of things. When the body moves, then the changeable, drifting cloud seems to be the expression of the body movement. So we chose it as the name of the company.
Generally speaking, the emphasis of Eastern art is integration of mind and body. And this is quite especially true in Cloud Gate's production. In the West, technique is train the body to become a profession. In Cloud Gate, the mind has to be disciplined first.
Tai Chi, or shadow boxing, is a tradition of ancient China. The underlying principle of Tai Chi is to relax both physically and mentally. The relaxation of the mind follows the relaxation of the body. Tai Chi is a means of accessing and exercising our inner energy. This kind of internal exercise only becomes possible if we are completely at peace with ourselves. Then we can sense the circulation of qi, the vital energy or life force within the body.
Our Tai Chi master simply adore the Cloud Gate dancers because he said he's never met any students learning so fast, because their body is very eloquent. However, we all understand that to become a master, a true Tai Chi practitioner, 10 years is minimum, and we are ready to do that. The Tai Chi Cloud Gate is doing is a qi exercise. It's not only just the physical movement, but the inner energy is concentrated and using through the movement. That makes it more difficult, right? One of the reasons that we have come back to our cultural heritage to do Tai Chi is we are really bothered by the injury caused by the Western techniques. And doing Tai Chi and meditation somehow, very strangely, cure the knee problems, spine problems, and they're healthier. So we just love to do it.
When my teacher doing like this, and I just from the other way to my teacher, and I just go around my teacher, and I just when he start to I think move the energy. I don't know, just like this. I just jumping, boom, 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 boom. Like that. You know, I feel I got so many energy because I can feel. So I just go around to him. So I just jump, and then relax, you know, like this. Then when the teacher, maybe I don't know what he is doing. I think if he thinks stop, then I just.
I feel my body is like water, so I cannot easily do what CC is doing. Maybe I'm like fire. Most of the time I tend to be more quiet. I'm not usually as energetic as CC. When I relax very deeply, I feel my body is different. It feels almost transparent. I can clearly sense the energy flowing from one place to another within my body.
Everybody is born in different times, so we got a different quality, everybody. So Johnny is more like water, and Sissy more like fire, and me is something like earth. So we got different action.
Choreography dancers nowadays, they are trained mainly in Tai Chi and meditation, but also they have classical ballet and modern dance and the Beijing opera movement all in their bag. So that's a very rich body. And when I choreograph, I use the body who had different trainings. So we try to come out with something different from other things.
Lin Hwai-min hat sich für mein Verständnis in den letzten beiden Dekaden.
I believe Lin Hwai-min has become one of the most important choreographers in the world during the last 2 decades. He has succeeded in a marvelous way in fusing Western modern dance, especially Graham and Cunningham, with Asian elements, creating a completely new and unique style. He is certainly the best choreographer in Asia, and I would go even further if I had to compile a chart of my top 10 choreographers from around the world. As for golf or tennis, he would not be number 10 or number 9, but close to the top of it. I think he's on a par with leading choreographers like Pina Bausch, Hans von Manen, Yuri Kilian or Matt Zeck.
Oder wie Hans van Maan oder Jerzy Kilian oder Matt Zeck.
I grew up in the south part of Taiwan, where the rice paddies is the main thing of the landscape. And after the harvest, the peasants will spread out the rice grains, the golden rice grains, on the field or even on the highway to dry it. As kiddies, we like to play with it. And we often would chase away, sometimes we get beaten up because rice is holy. And we are not supposed to mess about it. Maybe it's because of this kind of childhood frustration that I decided to play with tons of rice on stage. In the process of creating, the biggest problem is music. I listened to many music and didn't like any. Then one day a friend gave me a tape of the Georgian folk songs. The minute I heard it, I think that's it. It has such strong power and energy that involves you and brings you along like a big river, like the Ganga I saw in India, that embraces and takes along the living and the dead. so I'm drawn to it. So when I finish the choreography first, and I play the music, and each section just fits automatically. Songs of the Wonders are dealing with pilgrimage, and it's a series of rites. Fire is from the sadhus practice. They really put a ball of fire and they meditate. You have to be very calm and also very alert with this up there. And the ending, the pattern is from the Zen garden, Japan. They are from different places, but it's rooted in my experience in Taiwan. But I think all these religious experience or practice are shared by all religions. They are universal.
Actually, I'm a theater director in Taipei. When I stand in the stage, is like the meditation. Yeah. So the whole piece is almost 1.5 hours, and so sometimes my mind go everywhere, anywhere. And sometimes I'm concentrating, and maybe my breath, and maybe my here, yes, maybe. The Mr. Lin just say, forget your mind, forget yourself. We said 忘我.
The piece was strongly affected by my first visit to Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is in northern India. It's in Bodh Gaya under a Bodhi tree. Buddha attended his enlightenment. I went there, I meditated under the Bodhi tree. And when I came back from my meditation, I opened my eyes and sensed that a patch of sunshine touched on my forehead. It came from there through the leaves of the Bodhi leaves. And you feel so blessed. And there are many monks practicing or chanting there. I remember one Burmese monk. He would stand there still from the dusk, from the twilight, till there is stars out in the sky, and he's there. I came back to Taiwan with a sense of peacefulness that I had never experienced before. So nowadays, looking at Songs of Wonder, I felt I was reading pages of my diary, the best moments of my life when I felt so peaceful. I first read Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha when I was 14, and I reread it. and I went to India. And I was strongly impressed by the sadhus of Hinduism and impressed by the people doing the worship by the Ganga. So Siddhartha became a springboard for me to do the choreography, and many images of the book was transformed onto stage. For instance, at the end of the work, there is a dancer raking the rice into a Zen garden-like pattern. Actually, it's from the book, The Boatman, and he is rolling all the time, and that's his meditation, and that's his own observation, and that's how I twist things around and make the piece.